Let's get into the video. My father continuously makes fun of my body and won't listen when I ask him to stop. To start things off with a few side notes, I am very insecure about my body and have been since a child. I am especially insecure about my stomach and thighs. I do train. I do eat right, but it's just an issue that will forever haunt me. I have come to terms with it over the years, but at the moment, I'm not sure what to think. I am 5'3" and weigh about 50-55 kilograms. My stomach is a bit plump, and my thighs are pretty large. My body is covered in stretch marks from God knows where. I have been teased about this in school to the point of dropping out due to mental health and trauma. The rumors got out of hand. It started with my body, then it went to me, apparently sleeping with everyone in school. They bragged about the thickness of my thighs and how fun it apparently was to grab the skin on my hips. The marks made them feel superior because they looked like scars. Keep in mind that I have never shown my body during my time in school. I have never slept or merely engaged in conversations with anyone unless I was forced to. I never mentioned it. I never did sports. The only person who knew was a so-called best friend who ended up getting jealous that I managed to pull a date. That was the only reason. It hurt a lot, but by the time she confessed, I was already down to earth, to the point of nearly ending it all. My teachers even laughed in my face when I went to them for help because my parents brushed me off. The only thing that was holding me together with sparkly glitter glue was that godsend of a date, who I am still with today. He always assures me that my body is perfect for him, but I could never truly believe it. I could never shake away those memories, and I can't shake away the comments from my own father, the person I looked up to and respected. My father has always been a joking person. He always finds a way to lighten up a room, but now I don't think I can ever see him the same again. He knows how I feel about my body. He has always supported me and encouraged me to train if I really wanted to, but now I feel like it was just an act. I don't know what to think or feel. I don't know if I'm overreacting or not. About a year ago, the comments started. They were innocent at first, so I brushed it off as his joke. Then came the hip pinching, the stretch mark, Dad jokes, the remarks about wearing tiger pants to hide my oversized legs. It really hurt. I couldn't deal with it at the time, so my aunt, whom I consider a mother, took matters into her own hands. It stopped for a while, until a few months ago. I was slowly getting comfortable with my body again and decided to wear shorts for the first time in a long time when we went to visit my parents. I had my back turned while talking to my mother. My stomach dropped when I felt the pinch on my thighs. I knew what was coming. He said, "What's with this? I thought you diet." And he jiggled the skin of my thigh, emphasizing what he was referring to. I couldn't stop the sob, and I just left. My partner didn't know what was happening when I pulled him into the car and asked him to drive home. I was a mess. That night, he just held me, and I was grateful for his presence. All the memories started coming back with that single joke. He still found ways to comment on my body, but I forced myself to ignore it and act unbothered. That brings us to 3 days ago. It's nearing my birthday, so my mother and I were discussing an outfit to get me. She wanted to personally look for something, so she needed my measurements, which I gave her. She was using my dad's phone, as she has a bad streak of luck with breaking hers. My dad then started. He asked me why my waist was so wide. Why were my hips so high? Why I wasn't proportioned right. If I were sure, I would have measured in cm instead of mm. I went along with it because I wanted to at least try to be a better person, but I failed. I broke when he told me that I would never be able to fit into any of the outfits my mother showed me. It's pointless, and I should just cut holes into a bag and wear that to my birthday party instead because that's the only thing that I will fit in. He didn't stop there. He said it needed to be long enough to make me look at least normal. I dropped my phone at that point, sobbing. I couldn't stop, and again, my partner just held me, whispering reassuring words throughout my breakdown. I ended up trying to talk to him. I tried to get him to stop, but he just brushed me off like my school days. He told me he was only joking, and I needed to stop being so serious. I can't help my body turn out the way it did. The worst part about it was that they visited me today, and I had to act fine because we had other guests over. It didn't take long for the jokes and pinching to start. In front of everyone. He pinched my thigh when I walked past. He pinched my stomach and my hips. He said that I was getting bigger because of my stretch marks, which he apparently never knew were there. He asked if I was mad at him, but all I could do was plaster on a smile because I couldn't say anything. I was on the brink of bursting into tears. When they were leaving, he tried to joke around and pinch me again. I managed to choke out, "Please stop," and he told me to stop being dramatic and accept that it was a joke. My partner is not happy about it, but I asked him not to intervene. I am appreciative that he is here for me, but I cannot handle a fight right now. He's been trying to cheer me up, showing me cute outfits, saying how nice I will look in them, and all other stuff, but I can't bring myself to let it go. I know it's not his fault, and I'm wrong for not wanting him to step in, but right now I just need a hug. Am I overreacting? Update. Hi all. I didn't think I'd come back, but here I am. I just want to thank you all and give you an update. Thank you for all the hugs. Some things some of you wanted to know. I am turning 21 now in November. I dropped out of high school in 10th grade. I have lived with my partner since then, and he is 23. His family is very supportive and took me in with open arms. My partner and I now live on our own. My mother is that type of person who will side with anyone in a matter of seconds. And yes, the only thing holding me back is the fact that they are my parents. I sat my father down as per request and tried to speak to him again. It ended up being the same as the previous times. My partner's father has heard of what's been happening but never witnessed it until yesterday. My parents came over to visit again with no knowledge that my partner's parents were there. It was only a visit for the planning of my 21st. My dad didn't seem to care that there was a new member to the audience and started his SHT. I was wearing a pair of tights, which some of you know as leggings, as my sweats were dirty. I rarely wear tight clothes, as it gives my father more fuel for his insults. I was making coffee, and he shouted, "Why are your thighs jiggling like that? Do you actually train?" My mother laughed like it was the funniest thing ever, and I heard a smack and my dad yelping straight after. That's a common thing between my parents, but it usually only happens in front of others. My future in-laws didn't say anything, but I could see they were confused and annoyed. After the next couple of pinches, smacks, and comments, my father lost it. He started berating my dad and told him that he's a pathetic excuse for a father. I told him that for all these years he had to ensure I was okay because he didn't have a effing clue about raising a child. How sick he was for even thinking it was okay to treat a daughter like that. He made sure to tell him how he had damaged me mentally to the point of just accepting it. How many times did his son have to hold me until I cried myself to sleep over one of his jokes? That went on for what seemed like forever, and my partner soon joined in. It ended up being turned to my mother, who tried to switch sides again. My partner's mother is a good woman, but she has a nasty side, and she wasn't afraid to show it. She is one woman you don't want to upset, aside from my aunt, who was called and gladly snuck her nose in. She ended up saying that they either apologize and get the F out or they no longer have a daughter. They apologized, but my dad still couldn't see why it was so wrong to joke. It's what fathers do, apparently. I was crying during the extent of it and still, not about the fight, but the fact that I know just how pointless it was. I was right, as he came back today and gave me a bag with holes cut into it. Got your outfit. I made the holes bigger for your arms and thighs too. Make sure to wear a belt. I just froze in place and could only focus on his smirk. I was still standing there, bag in hand, as he drove away. Later today, I got a message from him related to my writing and art that he found. He started mocking that too. I commented on how I wish I could be as perfect as the characters I come up with. I use writing and drawing as a way to cope, and he is right. I do wish I could be that perfect, that confident, normal, but I'm not. I might F up. He made that clear. He made sure to let me know that I would never be as good. I don't have the gene that's been passed down through generations. Maybe if my brother and sister were alive, they would have done it better. They gone at birth. So not only am I a mistake and a second choice, I am a F up entirely. Update 2. Hello all. Thank you for all your love and comments. The boost of confidence from that alone was phenomenal. I worked up enough courage and did what needed to be done with the help of my aunt. She was more than happy to help and end it. She is also looking into making me rightfully hers, and I couldn't be more grateful. We made him a gift basket with a note since he loves to read what I write so much and won't bother listening in person. Dear Dad, since you like my writing so much, I decided to take the time to spell it out for you. This basket contains many options to help you. I've noticed your body has lost its good shape and is honestly just not pleasing to look at. So I have included many workout pamphlets and personal trainer contacts to help you with that. One in particular will surely help you with that stomach of yours. I can only imagine your frustration with having a daughter who is fitter than her father. Since you clearly love taking your frustrations out on me, I highly recommend reading through the therapist contacts I have included in this basket. I will advise you to let Mom seek out these therapists too, as her backbone is non-existent and she lets awful men walk all over her. I can't imagine what the unalive of my brother and sister did to her, and to you, not having the chance to even pass down the gene that you love so much. Fun fact, 55 kilograms for a woman who is 5'3" is healthy, if not bordering on being underweight. However, 108 kilograms for a man in his 50s who is just scraping 5 is concerningly overweight. I would suggest taking care of that. I would hate for someone to start mocking you about it. It is very unpleasant. Now, all pleasantries aside, this will be the last time you hear from me. This will be the last time I call you Mom and Dad. Since I have all of my documents, I no longer need to converse with you. Your names have been taken off the guest list for my 21st, which you so graciously refused to help pay for. If you do show up, I will have police escort you off the premises. If you show up at my new house or merely follow me to the store, it will result in the police being called. If you continue this behavior, I will file a restraining order against both of you. If you would like a reason for this, you will have to find it yourself. It is quite obvious, but since you are so focused on damaging me into submission, I fear you will never understand. That is not my problem. Yes, you did bring me into this world, but you are not my parents. I have a family, and you will never be a part of it. Please take my advice and seek help. This is not a joke, Dad. Yours truly. I know that the note was rushed and short, but it was all I was capable of writing. My aunt's phone has been blowing up, but she has ignored and blocked their numbers. She has even made sure to let the rest of our family know what has happened and why. As far as I know, they have been getting berated and disowned. I can't help but feel a little bit of pride. I am going to seek a therapist once we've finished moving. Thank you all. Really, if I hadn't come to Reddit for help, I don't know what I would have done. It feels as if a big weight has been taken off of me and I can finally breathe. Hugs to you all, Tofu. To the people who have bombarded my DMs, saying that this is fake, please, my dears, I wish it was. Thank you for watching the video.